Hello again. Right, so let's try something different. Right, so let's just make sure we've got everything we need. Glue, tea, pen, scissors, heart, obviously, a piece of scrap paper, any old paper, cat, crucial, and tissue paper. Right, so I'm going to use the same colours as I was using before, because they're out, it's easy, and also because I like them. Yellow is my favourite colour. Right, so that's what we're doing. So I thought, if you want to come with me on this journey, I am completely making it up, but I think that it's going to be good. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little template of, I thought, if we do a yellow and then orange and then red right in the middle, so that it becomes a 3-coloured heart, and we'll stick with the actual heart motif here. I thought that might look quite nice. So what we're going to do is, right, you lot need to come with me on this journey here, so I need to make sure that you can see. Oh, it's a nice shadow, isn't it? Make sure that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to lay the paper. I'll do it like this just so you can see. Like across as much as possible of one of the sides of the heart. I'm going to make sure that it covers the entire middle section. That's important. Right. So let's say about there. That's good. Then I'm going to draw a line down there. Well, I would if my pen worked. Alright. Then I'm going to cut that off. Right. So now I have, I'm beginning to have the beginnings of the template, right? So I have a pen that works. Right, with my pen that works, I'm going to draw 2 shapes in here. First off, right, let me just, so I'm marking out the outline of the actual, can you see that? So I've just marked out this line here so that I can see what I'm doing. Now, I don't want to overcomplicate the thing. I'm just going to draw one shape and then another shape inside that, like that. Okay. Then I'm going to cut around the first shape that I made. Like that. Right. Before I move on from this, I'm going to make sure that I'm happy with the space that's occupying in my heart. Love saying that. Alright, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to throw the rest of the stuff away and put that to one side. Right, now I'm going to cover, okay, I'm going to bring you back so we can talk to one another. Right, there you go. Can we chat? Yes, we can chat. Hello. Right, so I'm now going to cover it with yellow. That's going to be my base colour because it makes more sense that way around. So I am fairly generously but tidily going to cover this with glue. Just one side for now. And the reason I'm doing it side by side, one side at a time rather, is because it actually uses up a lot less paper. If I was to do it all in one go, I would need a lot more paper. So working with what we got, this is what we're doing. Right. You see what I've done? So I've got like 3 mil, 4, well maybe a bit more, maybe 5-6 mil here on this side. You just want to make sure that it covers. It doesn't have to, you know, be particularly neat. This is quite neat, so don't worry if it's not this neat. It isn't normally this neat when I do it. And then very carefully cut around that. Again, sort of 1/2 centimetre to a centimetre. There we are. So, yeah, now you're just going to glue the edges down. Doesn't really matter how you do this, so long as you do it. That's Bucket, by the way. Say hello, Bucket. I don't think we're getting much out of him. Right, so we're at that stage. Let's fast forward through the next side. Right, so step 2. Let's go in with some orange. Oh. Right, okay, so I've skinned that side of it. What I'm going to do is going to get my template that I made. Does that fit on there? I'm going to just check. Yes, yes, just about. Right, so this is 1/4 of a sheet that I've got here. So I'm going to fold that in half. Then I'm going to lay my template on top of it. And right, now you don't want this colour on your tissue, so give yourself just a little margin and go slightly outside it. I'll show you in a minute. Let's see. Okay. You want it to look a bit like that. Okay, so I haven't circled directly next to the thing. I've left myself a little space in which to cut. So now I'm going to move that, put lids on. I'm always telling people off, leaving the lids off. And I'm going to cut this out. Right, I'm going to leave it laying down because I don't want it to shift about. I want both pieces to be the same. Well, yeah, the same. See, it's shifted already. Never mind. Right, so we're going to hold on to it. If you think this bit looks too tricky, and it is a bit tricky to be honest, what you can do is just do them one by one. Just halve the paper, or don't halve the paper, and just draw two of them and cut them out separately. This is, I suppose, the lazier way actually, but also the trickier way. So let's do that. Okay. Now the very thing that I said not to do, I've done. I've left the bits of pink pen visible. So now I have to cut it again like a silly. The middle bit doesn't matter if it's got a bit of pen on it, because you know what? You're going to go over it anyway. Okay, so putting all that stuff aside, we're now going to put this on. And it's going to look a bit like that. So, you know the drill by now. Put some glue down. Put your doodah down. I recommend getting it in place in one spot first. Look what I'm doing. So I'm getting it in place in the middle. Then I lay the rest of it out, because you know, if you just sort of let it drop, it can get tricky. But bish bash bush. Then we do the same on the other side. I'm going to tidy this edge up a little bit because that's what I'm like. And then same thing here. Right, remember what I said, that the best thing to do, let me make sure you can see. Oops. Right, the best thing to do is to lay that edge first. Make sure that's in place, and once it is, then you lay the rest of the thing down. Like that. And then, assuming you're not smart enough to cover your table with something before you start, give it a wipe down. Right, now we're going to put that aside. We're going to go back to our thingamabоб, and we're going to, our template, sorry, and we're going to cut this shape out. Any adjustments that you want to make to it, now's the time. So I've adjusted it slightly, look, just to make it be a bit more, I don't know, streamlined? I don't know. But you don't have to be. Right. So, just to put your mind at ease that it doesn't have to be so complicated, I'm going to do it. Oopsie. Right, remembering to leave a couple of centimetres gap. Not centimetres, millimetres, sorry. What am I like? You can fast forward through this bit.